But there were, initially the officers were white, and they would get the best officers to train them. You know, if you saw the movie Glory, Colonel Shaw was, who's 20, how old are you? Okay, Colonel Shaw was 25. He was a colonel. He was in charge of 1,000 people, but but it's a different life. People grew up faster back then. But he died at age 25 leading his troops. But United States Color Troops, you couldn't, if you want to be an officer, you would have to know what you're doing to join the Color Troops. And so they got they got good ones. And there were black officers eventually that did get promoted. There were doctors, and there were some lieutenant colonels. So I mean, there were a few, but they did their job. There's 10 right here. That's about 30 feet deep. They went into the hole, didn't go right or left. Went into the hole, they got stuck. And they went into a hole and they were struggling. The Confederate forces were able to regroup and were shooting back at them. And because of that, basically stopped the attack, and the war lasted like another 6 months. If they said if the USAT had led the attack the way they were trained, so if you change your attack, if you change who's going to do it, you need to make sure they're trained to do it correctly. And because of that, the attack did fail, and the war continued on. See, that was in it's actually coming up late July. So April or March or whenever. It wasn't until then, when they had Pamphlet Park, where they were able to, which was south of Petersburg, the forces were able to break through, force Robert E. Lee to go through Richmond, and out of Richmond, 0.58, 0.56, 0.38 of an inch. If it was 50 caliber, it'd be 0.5, which is half an inch. So basically 58 is just a little bit bigger than a half an inch diameter on the bullet. This is more of an officer's weapon, cavalry. They also use these on the Navy ship because they will have weapons. Because on the boat, you didn't need to have a weapon with you all the time. Only when you got in close, then you would go get the weapons. This right here, so when you load this weapon, you have to pull a cartridge out, and you pour the cartridge, the powder down into, pour the powder down here. I try to keep my hands away from the muzzle, because if it's hot, powder goes in there, it could ignite and then really hurt.
One thing before you cut in?
And right here.
Oh, in there.
Right. Once you sit the bullet in there, this is a little harder. You have to take the ramrod and push the round down into the bottom. What's the next important thing you need to do?
Take it out.
Yeah, there you go. Because if you don't take it out, guess what?
Boom.
It'll go fly. In reenactments, we do not pull these out, because if this will go out at speed, they probably go through you. Then you would bring it up. You go to the half-cock position. What does it not do? It's not doing what?